Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Monday, December 4th. We have all you need to know about a new transportation service coming to Center County and a grant program meant to aid local businesses.
We also have more on a federal court ruling against former President Donald Trump, along with entertainment, sports, and weather. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Zack O'Brien.
And I'm Jenna Wissman.
The Center Area Transportation Authority is launching a new mobile app for its on-demand micro transit this week. This new app is called CATAGO and is designed to improve service efficiency, rider education, and customer understanding of the services provided. It will provide real-time information on wait times, frequency, and overall riding experience. You can now do trip reservations and real-time tracking of vehicles. The CATAGO app now can be downloaded on iOS and Android platforms beginning this Friday, December 8th.
The Downtown State College Improvement District plans to help some local businesses make improvements in the new year. The program will launch in early 2024 and is meant to help businesses and property owners with capital improvement projects, more specifically facade and interior renovations. Grants of $1,000 to $5,000 will be given to applicants. Business and property owners will be notified when applications open, and if successful, the DSCID hopes to make the grant program a reoccurring initiative.
State Representative Paul Takak will be hosting two town hall-style events here in State College. He'll be owning a tele-town hall event at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Residents are urged to call to ask a question at the number 814-308-0569, as well as attend a coffee and conversation from 8 to 10 a.m. this Thursday at Good Day Cafe. Takak said he wants to hear the voices of his voters and make a statement back in Washington.
Confusion is still circulating in Pennsylvania's counties as citizens await a federal court ruling. Counties are making diverging decisions about whether to count undated and misdated mail ballots cast for the November election. On November 28th, Judge Susan Baxter of the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Pennsylvania ruled that the date of voter writes on the envelope they return the mail and ballot is immaterial to the voter's eligibility. The Department of State announced this past Wednesday that it has redesigned mail ballot materials to help prevent voters from making such errors. The final week of classes are here and students are making their final trips to campus. What weather can they expect on the way there? Lexi Cole with Campus Weather Service has the latest details on what conditions we can expect to see. Take a look.
From the students of the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good Monday evening. I'm student meteorologist Lexi Cole from the Penn State Campus Weather Service. And today definitely wasn't the nicest day out there. You can see right now over the Hub Robeson Center, very cloudy, quite a dingy day out there. Temperatures are down into the low 40s, except note this, it does feel like 35 out there, and that's because we have these winds coming out of the west-northwest, which is bringing some of that cooler air down into the region and kind of making it feel a little bit more like December, because yes, it is unfortunately that time of the year. Now, in terms of our satellite and radar, we do have widespread cloud cover really all across the state, so it's not an isolated event here to State College. Couple of snow and rain showers up to our north, and these are actually going to be moving their way into our area later this evening and into the overnight hours. Now, those temperatures across the state are staying relatively consistent. We're seeing State College here at 41, Altoona 42, Clearfield also hanging out at 42. And then really all across the state, we're down into these high 30s, Bradford at 38 and Dubois at 39, and then Pittsburgh at 42, and over on the eastern side of the state, we're a little bit warmer, Harrisburg 47 and Philadelphia all the way up to 50 degrees. I think that's the only area that really got out of the 40s today. Now, in terms of what to expect for the rest of this week, we're going to start off very chilly, and we're going to have some flurries pretty much every day, that little chance of some kind of snow in the area, not too much accumulation, but we do have some snow showers, so don't be scared if you see a snowflake here or there. By late week, we're actually going to start to warm up. We'll see temperatures reach up into the 50s. Some areas even kind of pushing 60 degrees, which is pretty impressive considering we are in December. And then by Sunday, this is when we'll see some actual precipitation move its way back into the area. And this should be in the form of rain because our temperatures are going to be so warm by that time. So looking ahead, this is our future weather for this evening. Like I said, a couple of snow showers will be pushing their way into the area. These will just be in the form of flurries. But then by tomorrow evening, this is when things might get a little bit heavier. We're not expecting insane accumulations from this event. As you can see here, we are kind of on the border between rain and snow here in State College. More than likely, it will start off as rain and then transition into snow, but it shouldn't be super heavy. This should be somewhere in the form of some kind of a shower to maybe steady precipitation. Shouldn't be anything crazy though. And then this will clear out of the way by the time that we reach early morning on Wednesday. Now, I was talking about those precipitation accumulations. Here in State College, like I said, it's not going to be a huge event. We're seeing 0.04 of an inch converted to snowfall. This is going to be less than half an inch of snowfall, so maybe just a dusting here in State College, if it even sticks or if it gets cold enough. Up to the northwest, it could be a little bit more of an event, but here in central Pennsylvania, not too much to worry about. Now, looking ahead, this is the rest of the day Wednesday. Not too exciting, maybe a couple of flurries here or there. And then by the time we hit Thursday, we're just going to kind of stick relatively quiet. We'll have high pressure build into the area. It'll keep us calm for Thursday. And then by Friday, we'll see this warm up start to happen. And then that warm up will stick around for Saturday. And then Sunday is when we'll actually see some of this precipitation move back in. Only in the form of rain. It'll be very warm. You can see all these streamlines coming out of the south. So this is expected to be a mostly rain event, and it could actually bring some pretty good accumulation totals into the area. Now, if you are a warm weather lover, you're kind of in luck because we're going to stay above average in the next 6 to 10 days. That's why that event's going to stay mostly rain. And then even beyond that, we're looking like we might stick up into the high 40s, maybe into the 50s for just a few more days afterwards. However, for tonight, we're going to stay relatively cool. We're going to see temperatures down around 31 degrees. It'll be mostly cloudy out there, and yes, it will definitely be chilly. Make sure you have your jacket. For tomorrow, we're going to warm up to about 40 degrees, not a huge change from today. It'll be mostly cloudy, and then in the evening, that's when those snow/rain/wintry mix showers are going to move into the area. Like I said, not a big chance of a large accumulation there. Now, looking ahead at your 7-day forecast, here's what you can expect for the rest of the week. We'll stay pretty chilly as we move through Thursday, up in those high 30s, low 40s. And then by the time that we get to late week, this is when we'll see temperatures start to rise up to about 50 degrees. We'll stay dry until we get to Sunday, and then we have that rain event making its way into the area. So with that, do be sure to enjoy the relatively dry weather, although it's cold. It's still nice out there. So with that, I'm student meteorologist Lexi Cole. Have a fantastic Monday evening.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Morgan Bull with your sports update. Penn State Wrestling kicked off their season yesterday against Lehigh. The blue and white rolled to a 30-10 victory in this dual meet opener. 5 Nittany Lions made their rec hall debuts in front of the sellout crowd of over 6,000 fans. Penn State won 7 of 10 bouts against Lehigh. Senior Carter Sorochi contributed to the win. He's ranked number 1 and notched 3 first-period takedowns, giving the Lions a 21-6 lead. The Nittany Lions will host Hofstra next Sunday in Rec Hall. And Penn State men's basketball is at a balanced record of 4-4. The Nittany Lions just came off a loss against Bucknell, 67-76. Kadas Wahab led Penn State with 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Ace Baldwin Jr. scored 17 points, including a perfect 7-for-7 effort from the free throw line, along with 3 assists and 4 steals. They have yet to play a conference match, but that will soon change as they are getting on the road to play Maryland on Wednesday. They then play Ohio State on Saturday in the Bryce Jordan Center. And the college football bowl game schedule was announced this weekend. And let me tell you about some big games to look forward to. Penn State will be facing Ole Miss on December 30th in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Ohio State will be playing Missouri on December 29th in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Georgia is then matched up against Florida State on December 30th in the Captain One Orange Bowl. And number 1 Michigan is playing number 4 Alabama in the Rose Bowl to start off the new year on January 1st. Now that's all the time we have for this sports update. After the break, Emma Goldkopf has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Emma Goldkopf with your entertainment update. This school year seems to be the year of country music at Penn State. Country music band Old Dominion returned to the Bryce Jordan Center last Friday, only a couple months after Thomas Rhett, and not too long before Happy Valley hosts Zack Bryan and Luke Combs. The band visited State College on their No Bad Vibes tour with openers Chase Rice and Kylie Morgan. Throughout the concert, the We Are chant broke out twice, and the band turned to the audience for help determining part of the set list. The fans got a treat as Old Dominion played Paint the Grass Green, a song they rarely play live. The annual holiday bar crawl took place on Saturday, hosted by Line Leap and sponsored by Truly, Twisted Tea, and Celsius. Penn State's stops included Champs, Doggies, The Lion's Den, Pickles, and Cafe 210, along with some others. Some of the bars opened early for breakfast and early crawlers, while most opened at noon, though this didn't stop some crawlers from getting up at the crack of dawn. Downtown State College was crowded with festive outfits and excited crawlers ready to get their drinking on. Now, that wasn't the only event going on in State College this weekend. Our Hannah George is live in the studio to share more details on the forum's recent musical event. Hannah?
Thanks, Emma. Penn State is home to many different a cappella groups, including the Penn Harmonics. I had the chance to attend their fall concert this past Saturday. Let's take a look. The Penn Harmonics are an all-gender a cappella group that's been thriving at Penn State for 25 plus years. The Penns have released studio albums, EPs, and they hold concerts every semester. They've even released their own original music videos. Now, I've never been to a Penn State chorus concert, and as somebody who was heavily involved in music in high school, I was actually really excited to see what this would be like. This past week, I got the chance to attend their fall concert. The concert was located on campus in the Forum building. Upon entering the room, there were many friends and family in attendance who all seemed very excited for the show. It was a free show. All they asked for was donations, which I found to be a very sweet thing to do, especially around this time of year. The group performed popular songs such as Lights Up by Harry Styles, and some more unknown songs like For Now by Keena Grannis. Each song featured solos from members of the group, and they all received a well-deserved reaction of applause and loud cheers from friends and family alike. I got to talk to a Penn State student in attendance, Alice.
The concert was really good. This is my first time going to one of the Penn Harmonics performances, and I knew a couple of the songs, and the soloists were really, really good. So, yeah, I had a good time.
It was a very enjoyable show. They really did a great job. Back to you, Emma.
Thanks, Hannah. Girls continue to support girls in the music industry as Taylor Swift made an appearance in London when she attended the premiere for Beyoncé's new tour film, Renaissance. This comes after Beyoncé supported Swift by attending her Eras Tour concert film in Los Angeles in October. The two superstars have long been compared and pit against each other since they have both been on top for years now. The two have since shown they can both be in the spotlight and support each other at the same time. That's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, Neela Azami will be speaking with John Drager, an executive producer for the Center County Report, and After the Whistle. Stay tuned.
Back to PSN News. I'm Neela Azami, and with me tonight is John Drager, an executive producer for After the Whistle. Thank you so much for coming here tonight with us, John.
Not a problem. Happy to be here.
So I wanted to first ask you a little bit about your role in After the Whistle.
Yeah, so After the Whistle, for those who don't know, is an entirely high school sports highlight show that we do Friday nights in the fall and then Wednesday afternoons during the spring semester. And so basically as executive producer, along with four others, and Mike Bolger, McKenna Wall, Justin Chevalella, and Carlos Garcia, we basically oversee the entire club, along with Brian Schoenfeld, who's one of our advisors, and Peter Terpstra. Can't forget Eric Olson, who's been helping out with the show a lot. We basically kind of get together a bunch of different schedules, whether it's from either football, basketball, softball, baseball, lacrosse, even wrestling, which is very big here in central Pennsylvania. Right. We kind of cultivate the schedule, kind of assign roles to different people, like, hey, you go to this location, you go to this location, you cover this sport, you do a package for this. Basically, what you see what SportsCenter does, that's what After the Whistle does here at Penn State. And it covers 3 different counties as well. It covers Center County, Blair County, and even Cambria County at times if we can make the drive out there.
Okay, awesome. So it seems like you guys cover a lot with a lot of different people involved. So is this something that you've been involved in for a while here at Penn State or just newly got involved in?
Yeah, so it first started back in the fall of 2021 with a small group of people who now are graduated, and Andre McGarrow, Jake Starr, Preston Shoemaker, and Chris Hess. We call him Barber, but it kind of started as like a small idea that they wanted to do, and it got put into effect that fall. And about a few weeks in, they asked me, like, hey, we need some people, we need some help. Do you want to hop on for this week, see if you like it or not? I willingly obliged because I had nothing else to do on a Friday night. Right. So I hopped on, and basically from there, hit the ground running, never looked back.
Awesome.
Loved it every single day.
Always loved it. So is there a lot you see in the future with After the Whistle as well, like new projects you guys are all working on and whatnot?
Yeah, considering how young the club is, we've made gigantic steps down the line. We kind of figured out a rhythm to go by. And just last spring, we just opened up the new spring show, which it was never done before. It was only fall for the first 2 years. And then last spring, we decided to open up to make it a spring show. And that went very well. It was a lot more relaxed. It was a little easier to get to places, compile things. And I think there was a lot less technical mistakes as well.
Right.
But nothing beats After the Whistle in the fall because it's all one night. You manage to go out to a game, come back, edit it the same night, go live at 11:30 p.m. It's such a great adrenaline rush.
Wow, definitely. And it seems like you're involved in a lot of the different things here at Penn State involving comm. I know you're also involved in Center County Report as well.
Yes, I took it in the spring as a class, excelled along with that, and even a few PSN people like Hannah Markovich, she's in the EP with me, and then AJ Sisson, Morgan Bowl, a bunch of those people, they've managed to go through Center County Report, and I think it's helped them for the best. So when Steve Krasik, director of television, came up to me and asked me to be an executive producer for the fall semester, I was very much happy to help out because I want to see not only that improve, but others from that class improve as well as TV journalists.
Yeah, definitely, especially like as we all get into our future careers to see how we can take this and like imply it into the real world and all of that. I want to ask you though, like was there a reason that you chose Penn State particularly? And that, like, did you always know that you wanted to be here and come here? Or?
Well, it all started back home. Growing up, I was a huge Nittany Lions football fan. Grew up watching the games and everything, wearing the jersey and all that. My parents could probably tell you that ever since I was like 2 years old, I knew I wanted to come here.
Yeah.
So much so that I might have applied to about 2 other universities alone. And when I got that acceptance letter to Penn State, which was right around my birthday, I said, all right, let's do it. My parents were a little bit uneasy about it, but they kind of thought about it and said, this is probably for the best for him. So they were all in on it with me as well, and I couldn't be more thankful about that.
So it's like you always kind of knew you wanted to come here and this was your place.
I'd say it's like it was like destiny for me.
Right. That's good. And I'm glad that you've made the best out your experience here and everything like that. Do you feel that it's a lot, and you always were interested in comm as well?
Yeah, so growing up, whenever I got babysat, my cousin at the time would always like turn on SportsCenter.
Right.
And whenever I was watching it, I would like settle down, and I think that's where I kind of found my love to be like a broadcast journalism major and all that. And from there on, it just kind of grew and grew throughout high school, took some more media classes, and just kind of added upon my skill set. And from there, I was like, all right, I'm in this. I got to excel. I got to do well if I want to reach my goals.
And you think that the comm programs here, like especially at Penn State, I know it's gotten even better over time, but do you think they have a lot to offer for students, and like what should new students be looking out for?
Oh, absolutely. So for me, what got me started was Penn State Com Radio. It's a student-based radio news organization, but it also has its own sports department as well.
Right.
From there, that's where I got my start. That's where I first learned how to write a script well, how to get behind a microphone, how to find my voice. And if you stick with it, it can provide massive opportunities. For example, I was fortunate enough to head to the Rose Bowl and work that game entirely for Com Radio with GM and my buddy Alex Rocco. From there, that was a great experience. Had a fantastic time in Pasadena. It's going to take me to other places, whether that's in college or outside of the Belisario College of Communications. But I can't be where I am today without Com Radio. And I think because of that, I got my start. I found out what I wanted to do in life, and I continued on that path.
Definitely. That seems like a very life-changing experience, and I'm glad that you've done so much with your time here at Penn State. And thank you so much for just coming here tonight and being with us, John.
Anytime.
And telling us about your experience here at Penn State.
Yeah, of course.
Now stick around, because coming up next, Zack and Jenna will have the latest news from across the nation.
A U.S. judge has ruled that former President Donald Trump does not have immunity from criminal charges for his actions taken as president. U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan said the former president's position did not give him a, quote, lifelong get-out-of-jail-free pass. This is the first time a former U.S. president is facing criminal charges. Chutkan's ruling brings Trump another step closer to facing a jury on charges that he plotted interference in the counting of electoral votes and obstruction of congressional certification of Joe Biden's victory. Trump pled not guilty.
Republicans leaving a closed-door conference meeting on Friday said as early as this week the House could vote to authorize the GOP's impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer told reporters that they're looking to find the truth about Joe Biden's knowledge and involvement in his family. Now, amongst all of this talk, House leadership has not yet commented on how a vote could take place.
The United States House of Representatives has expelled New York Representative George Santos from the chamber. Santos is just the sixth lawmaker and first Republican to have ever been expelled from the House in the United States history. This vote comes after the House Ethics Committee released a report accusing Santos of unlawful activity involving his campaign, personal, and business finances. His expulsion requires a 2/3 majority to pass, and it did with 311 yeas and 114 nays.
2 federal programs are both at risk of disappearing on February 2nd if Congress doesn't act. One is responsible for detecting chemical, biological, and nuclear weapons. The other one is intended to counter drones flying illegally in U.S. airspace. With their disappearance, the U.S. Secret Service wouldn't be able to do anything if they saw a drone flying near the president. The issue overseeing both programs is that their existence has become tied to contentious budget negotiations that bring on the government shutdowns. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, at Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.